The surprise morning. Good morning, dear friends. Welcome back to Daily English Voice. I'm Bella, and today's story begins at 4 a.m. when the rest of the world is still sleeping. But my family is already up. The world was still dark. Even the birds were sleeping. I was lost in my dreams when I suddenly heard a gentle voice outside my door. Dad, soft but excited.
Bella, wake up, my girl. It's time.
I groaned and pulled the blanket over my head. Me half asleep. Time for what? It's still night, Dad. He laughed quietly, but I could hear the excitement in his voice. Dad grinning.
Not night, a new day, and a big surprise.
I opened one sleepy eye. The clock showed 4 a.m. My brain whispered, "Go back to sleep." But my dad's tone said,
Adventure.
From the kitchen came the clinking of dishes and my mom's cheerful humming. Then her warm voice called out. Mom smiling.
Come on, Bella. You don't need to pack. We already did that for you.
I sat up, still in my pajamas, hair messy, eyes half open. Me confused. Wait, are we going somewhere? Mom appeared at the door, holding a small bag and smiling like she knew all the secrets of the morning. Mom softly.
Yes, just bring 2 sets of clothes and your heart ready for memories.
I blinked, trying to process her words. Only 2 days left before I leave for the UK. And my family, quietly, secretly, had planned something special. I walked to the window. The air outside was cool and calm, and the first faint light was touching the roofs of the houses. I didn't know where we were going, but I could feel it. This would be a day I'd never forget. Me smiling to myself.
Okay, let's see what surprise the morning brings.
If you're ready to wake up early with me and begin this surprise family trip, comment 1 below. On the road to memories. The sky was still gray when we stepped outside. Our car was waiting by the gate, quiet but full of promise. Dad loaded the bags. Mom carried a basket of food. And my brother stretched, yawning loudly. Brother, teasing.
Still sleepy, Bella?
Me smiling. Just a little, but I'm ready. We climbed into the car. I sat by the window. The air was cool and fresh, carrying the smell of morning dew. When Dad started the engine, the soft rumble felt like the heartbeat of a new adventure. As we drove, the darkness faded into gold. The sun rose behind the rice fields, endless waves of green and yellow stretching to the horizon. I rolled down the window, and the scent of ripe rice filled the air. Sweet, earthy, alive. Mom smiling gently.
Do you smell that, Bella? That's the smell of harvest, of the smell of home.
I looked out, watching farmers bend over the fields, cutting each stalk carefully. Me softly. It smells warm, like sunshine and hard work. Mom nodded, her eyes following the field that once raised her. Mom nostalgic?
When I was your age, I worked there too. 1 grain of rice means a day of sun, sweat, and patience.
I turned to her, feeling something shift inside me. Me quietly. I never knew it was so hard. Now I understand why you always say, don't waste a single grain. She smiled, touched my shoulder. Mom softly.
That's right, my dear. Every meal is a story. And every story begins with love and labor.
I leaned back, watching the road ahead. Villages passed by, small houses, children waving, dogs chasing bicycles. Life moved slowly, beautifully. Dad cheerful.
Look at that sky. Perfect day for memories.
We all laughed. The kind of laughter that fills a car with warmth. The road curved between mountains and golden light. I felt safe, surrounded by the people who taught me how to love, how to laugh, and how to see beauty in simple things. And for the first time, I didn't think about the UK or the days ahead. I just breathed and felt home. Through the forest, the golden rice field slowly disappeared behind us, and the road turned narrow, winding into the forest. Tall trees rose like green walls on both sides, their leaves whispering softly in the wind. The sunlight slipped through the branches, painting the road with dancing patterns of gold and shadow. I opened the window wider. The air changed. Cooler, sharper, filled with the smell of wet earth and pine. Somewhere far away, I heard a bird cry. And a monkey answered with a playful shout. Me excited. Dad, did you hear that? Dad smiling.
Yes, that's nature saying good morning.
The car slowed down as we crossed a small wooden bridge. A stream sparkled below, its water running fast and clear, singing over the rocks. Mom pointing.
Look, Bella. See that bird with the yellow beak?
Me leaning forward. Oh, it's beautiful. What is it? Mom.
It's a hornbill. It lives only in old forests. Places where the trees are strong enough to protect rare lives. Dad nodded, eyes still on the road.
Dad softly.
Just like a family, Bella. The roots hold the branches, and the branches protect everything beneath.
I didn't say anything. I just watched the trees pass by, their trunks straight and tall like quiet guardians. The deeper we went, the quieter it became. Only the hum of the car and the rhythm of our breathing remained. The light turned green, soft, dreamy, alive. It felt like stepping into another world. Me thinking, when I leave for the UK, I'll miss this sound. The way the wind speaks through the leaves. Mom glanced back at me with a kind smile. Mom.
The forest teaches patience, Bella. Every tree starts as a small seed, just like every dream.
I looked at her, the meaning sinking deep. Me quietly. Then maybe I'm still a seed now. Mom nodding.
Yes, but a seed that's ready to grow.
The car moved on, and sunlight flashed between the trees like hope shining through the shadows. Climbing together. When we reached the foot of the mountain, the road ended, and the real adventure began. The morning sun had climbed higher, painting the sky a soft gold. I stepped out of the car, stretched my arms, and breathed in the smell of pine and soil. The air was cooler here, but the slope ahead looked steep. A long trail curving into the green hills. Me half laughing. Wow, that looks high. Are we really climbing that? Dad grinning.
Of course, memories don't grow on flat ground.
Brother teasing.
Don't worry, Bella. Heavy bag, light heart.
I rolled my eyes but smiled anyway. Mom handed me a bottle of water and said gently,
Just take it slow, step by step.
the first few minutes were easy. The ground soft with fallen leaves. Birds singing somewhere above us. But soon, the path grew steeper, and my backpack felt heavier. My legs started to burn. Sweat rolled down my neck. Each breath came louder than the last. Mia panting. Dad, how much higher? Dad turning back, encouraging.
Higher than tiredness, lower than regret. Come on.
We all laughed, even though I could barely talk. The rhythm of our steps echoed between the trees. Slow, steady, determined. Halfway up, I stopped to catch my breath. The view below had already changed. Fields, rivers, and tiny houses now far away, like pieces of a painted dream. Mom smiling proud.
Look, Bella, you're already halfway there.
Me catching my breath. I didn't think I could do it.
That's how every mountain works. You only know your strength when you climb.
I took another sip of water, feeling energy return. Step by step, I climbed again. The smell of pine grew stronger. The sound of wind in the trees became like music. Finally, we reached a rocky ledge near the top. The sunlight was brighter, and I could feel my heart beating fast, not from exhaustion, but from pride. Dad putting his arm around me.
See, Bella, life is like this mountain. You climb it with love, and you never rush to the top.
I smiled, the wind brushing my face. Up here, everything felt clearer. The air, the view, and even my thoughts. Lunch on the mountain. After 2 long hours of climbing, the path finally opened up to a wide, flat rock. And the view took my breath away. Clouds floated below us like soft pillows, and the valley stretched far and green. 1,000 shades of life and light. May whispering, "It's like eating lunch in the sky." Dad laughing.
Then we'd better not drop the food.
Mom laid out a small picnic blanket. From her backpack came the warm smell of rice, fried chicken, and slices of mango carefully wrapped in foil. Even the sound of the plastic box opening felt special. Mom smiling.
Here, Bella, your favorite.
Me grinning. Fried chicken? You know me too well.
Of course. Food tastes better when it's shared with love.
We all sat down, legs crossed, passing the rice boxes around. The chicken was crispy, the rice warm, and the mango sweet like sunshine. The wind played with our hair, and I could almost taste the happiness in the air. Brother, munching, voice. This is better than any restaurant. Dad nodding.
Because this view doesn't cost money. It costs memories.
I looked at them. Dad's tanned face smiling under his hat. Mom's gentle hands fixing my hair. And my brother pretending to steal my mango. Me laughing. Hey, that's mine.
Sharing is love, remember?
We laughed until our stomachs hurt. Then silence came. Not empty, but full of peace. Birds circled above, and the sound of the wind carried a melody I couldn't name. I felt my heart slow down, as if it wanted to stay in this moment forever. Me thinking, someday, when I'm far from home, this will be the taste I'll miss. Not the food, but the feeling. The walk of wonder. After lunch, the mountain grew quiet again. My family rested near the rock, still laughing softly. But I wanted to walk, just a little further. The path ahead was narrow, lined with moss-covered stones and wildflowers. The air smelled of pine and sunlight, and every step sounded like a whisper under my shoes. I followed the trail until the voices of my family faded. Only the wind stayed, moving gently through the trees, like nature breathing around me. Me thinking, everything here feels alive, even the silence. I stopped by a small stream running down from the rocks. The water was clear enough to mirror my face. I touched it, cold, soft, real. A few leaves floated by, turning slowly like tiny boats on a secret journey. Me smiling softly. They move wherever the wind takes them. Maybe I'm like that too. A butterfly landed near my hand, its wings yellow and black, trembling with life. For a moment, the world felt still, as if it was waiting for me to listen. Then I heard my mother's voice faintly from behind the trees. Mom calling.
Bella, don't go too far.
Me calling back. I'm here, just watching the forest breathe. She laughed. Her voice echoed gently, warm and close, like the sound of home following me wherever I go. I turned around slowly and looked at everything again. The rocks like sleeping giants, the trees like old guardians, and the sunlight dancing on the ground like small pieces of gold. Me whispering, when I walk different streets someday, these mountains will walk with me in memory, in strength, in peace. I took one last deep breath, letting the wind fill my lungs, and began walking back to my family, heart lighter, eyes brighter. A building home in nature. When I returned, my family was already by the stream, surrounded by tall grass and the golden light of afternoon. Dad pointed to the open ground near the water and said, Dad smiling.
This will be our home for tonight.
My brother unpacked the tent. Mom sorted the ropes and I stood there, unsure where to begin. Mom gently.
Bella, can you hold this rope?
Me like this. Dad nodding.
Yes, pull it tight, strong but careful. That's the secret to a good tent and a good life.
The tent slowly took shape, its fabric catching the light like a small flag of victory. Every time I tied a knot, the wind tried to untie it. But I laughed and tried again. The sound of water running nearby, mixed with our voices, And for a moment, it felt like the forest itself was helping us. When we finished, we stepped back to admire our work. A small green tent stood proudly by the stream, the entrance facing the sunset. Brother stretching his arms.
We did it!
Mom wiping her hands.
See? Teamwork makes everything possible.
Now, this place isn't just a mountain, it's our home.
The sky turned orange and soft. The wind grew cooler, and I could hear the gentle rhythm of the stream beside us. I sat down, feeling the earth under my hands. Steady, warm, real. And I thought to myself, this is what it means to build something together. Not just a tent, but a memory. Barbecue night and first sip of beer. As night gently fell, our small campfire glowed like a star in the forest. Dad placed a wire grill over the flames, while the smell of grilled shrimp and corn drifted through the cool air. The sound of sizzling food mixed with laughter, soft, familiar, and warm. Mom smiling.
Bella, turn the skewer slowly. Let the fire do the work.
Like this?
Perfect. Patience makes food taste better.
My brother opened a small cooler full of food we'd packed. Fried chicken, sweet potatoes, and even a few marshmallows. He grinned.
Campfire rule. Eat everything before it gets cold.
We all laughed as we ate under the dark sky. The shrimp was sweet, the corn smoky, and every bite felt like a piece of home. Dad smiling proudly.
Bella, you're 20 now. Try a sip of beer.
I hesitated, looking at the golden bubbles rising inside the can. Just one sip, okay? The first taste was bitter. My eyes widened. Mom chuckling.
Wait for the aftertaste. That's life, Bella. Bitter first, sweet later.
The firelight flickered across our faces as we sat together, talking about old trips, silly stories, and dreams for the future. The stars above seemed brighter than ever. Me thinking, the beer may be bitter, but this moment is pure sweetness. When the fire burned low, I leaned back, listening to the stream, the wind, and my family's quiet laughter. No phone, no city noise, just voices that had shaped my world. And in that golden silence, I realized some nights don't need music or words. They just need warmth, smoke, and love, shared under the open sky, under the stars. After cleaning up the grill and putting out the fire, we crawled into the tent, the forest around us whispering softly. The air smelled of smoke and pine. Outside, the stars looked so close, as if they were hanging just above our little camp. A mom whispering,
Bella, are you warm enough?
"Yes, Mom, the blanket's cozy." Dad smiling in the dark.
Good. Then listen. Can you hear the stream?
The gentle water sang beside us. A lullaby made of nature and peace. My brother yawned and murmured,
This feels like when we were kids. All four of us together. No TV, no phones.
We all chuckled quietly. I looked up through the small window of the tent, and for a moment, time stopped. The stars blinked like tiny memories, each one a story of laughter, love, and home. Me softly, Dad, Mom, brother. Thank you for today. I don't know when we'll do this again. Dad gently.
No matter how far you go, you'll always find home in us.
The sky above you will be the same sky above us.
And don't forget to send photos from London.
Me smiling. I will. But no picture can show how warm tonight feels. We lay there together, the rhythm of our breathing blending with the sound of the forest. I closed my eyes, feeling the soft earth beneath me and the quiet love surrounding me. And just before sleep came, I whispered to myself, some goodbyes don't hurt, they shine. That night, under the stars, I didn't dream of leaving. I dreamed of carrying this warmth wherever I go. The small world inside my heart. The fire had gone out hours ago. The forest was quiet now. Only the soft sound of crickets and the whisper of the stream. Inside the tent, everyone was already asleep. Dad's breathing was slow. Mom's hand rested near mine, and my brother mumbled something in his dreams. I stared at the tent's ceiling, lit faintly by the moonlight, and a wave of warmth, mixed with sadness, filled my chest. In just 2 days, I'll be far away. New sky, new country, but no sound of my family's laughter. I turned to look at them, my whole world sleeping in one small tent. That sight was enough to make my eyes sting. A single tear rolled down quietly. Not from fear, but from love too big to hide. I whispered softly so no one could hear. Thank you for today. For the climb, the food, the stars, and for teaching me what courage really means. Because courage isn't just about leaving home. It's about carrying home inside you, wherever you go. I smiled through the tears. This family is my small world. But out there, the big world is waiting. and I'll walk into it, brave, grateful, and full of love. The night wrapped around me like a blanket. And before I fell asleep, I promised myself, I'll make them proud. I'll grow. I'll return stronger. If this story touched your heart, leave a in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to Daily English Voice, where every story helps your English grow and reminds you how love can make even goodbyes beautiful.